Doctor Who and the Daleks from 1965, a film that holds a special place in the hearts of Whovians and classic science fiction fans alike. Starring Peter Cushing as Doctor Who, this cinematic adaptation of the beloved British TV series takes us on a colourful journey to the planet Skaro, where we encounter the malevolent Daleks on the big screen. So fasten your seatbelts as we travel through time and space to explore why this film remains a unique gem in the Doctor Who universe. Number 5. It stands alone. Okay, everyone who's even the smallest fan of the long-running television show knows that this film is not considered to be part of the official Doctor Who television series canon, and it's a standalone production. It features Peter Cushing as a human scientist named Doctor who invents the time machine and encounters the Daleks. So this means he is not the Time Lord known as the Doctor in the TV series. Some people question why this film even exists, but there is a reason, and it's pretty simple. So the Doctor Who TV series was in its infancy at the time, if you remember, and the BBC didn't repeat shows. In fact, it didn't even always archive the 2-inch videotapes that the series was shot on. So this means it was common practice for the BBC to wipe the tapes and use them for making room for more material. Shocking, I know, but nobody knew how big this series was going to become. With the Daleks being insanely popular at the time, this was a platform to bring an idea of a story with the Daleks to the big screen. So that means there was no canon as we know today. The first Doctor hadn't even regenerated yet, the Time Lord aspect didn't come about till 1969, so arguably the Doctor Who we all know and love today didn't even exist in 1965. And for this reason, the film can be viewed today as taking significant liberties with the Doctor Who continuity, plus the character of the Doctor is rather portrayed differently from how he is in the TV show. Me? Now I have to admit that I have a big gushy soft spot for this film. It's just different. It's like having a big comfort blanket to snuggle up to on the sofa and watching those crappy dark cold winter afternoons, just like November in England 2023. Would you pass the biscuits, please? Number 4. Peter Cushing's unique take. Peter Cushing's portrayal of Doctor Who is both charming and memorable. He's more of a typical human scientist who lacks in the eccentric alien qualities that define the character of the Doctor in the TV series. But Peter Cushing brings his own unique flair to the role, making his Doctor more of a grandfatherly figure. It's just a different take on the character as we know it, but one that fits perfectly within the context of this standalone adventure movie. Cushing's portrayal seems to have been created for a different medium and intended to appeal to a broader audience, which led to significant differences in the character background and the portrayal compared to the television series. Other differences include Doctor Who is joined by his 2 granddaughters, Susan and Barbara, along with Ian, a school teacher, and Barbara's boyfriend. Now these characters are not the same as the Doctor's usual companions in the TV series, as you know of course. But love it or hate it, it's still a classic in its own right, and a production of its time. People just need to get over it. Number 3. The Daleks on the big screen. Now this film was many people's first introduction to the Daleks, and it does a fantastic job of establishing them as iconic science fiction villains. Their design is both menacing and strangely captivating, and their robotic voices are instantly recognisable. The film looks into the Dalek lore, exploring their origins and their planet, and makes it a must-watch for any Dalek fan. As the film is shot in colour, they have a more colourful and metallic look of course, but this was likely done to make them more visually appealing for the big screen. They also seem somewhat larger than the ones in the TV series. This was also likely done to make them more imposing on the big screen. So while the basic nature and characteristics of the Daleks as ruthless and emotionless killer machines remain the same, the films may not delve as deeply into their lore and history as the TV series does. The Daleks in the film serve as menacing antagonists, but they may not have the same level of development and complexity as they do in the television show. Number 2. It's a family-friendly adventure. So Doctor Who and the Daleks is a film that can be enjoyed by viewers of all ages. It's pretty straightforward as a plot and has colourful visuals and a lack of excessive violence, which makes it a perfect family film. It captures the essence of what makes the Doctor so universally loved, the sense of adventure, the battle between good and evil, and the importance of kindness and bravery. So before we get to number 1, let's take a wee break as per usual, catch our breath and look at a few tantalising things about Doctor Who and the Daleks that you possibly didn't know. So let's take it away. Did you know, as an incentive, Roberta Tovey, who was 11 at the time the film was produced, was paid a shilling, which is 5p, by director Gordon Fleming for every time she did a scene in one take. She made so much money, Fleming did not offer her the same deal for the sequel. For the modern day comparison, a shilling from 1965 has the buying power of £1 now, or about $1.30. I don't think the kids would settle for that these days, do you? Did you know, to stir up publicity for the film, Tuesday the 25th of May 1965 saw a squad of Daleks descend on the Cannes Film Festival. Amongst the startled attendees to encounter them was John Lennon. William Hartnell, who played the Doctor in the television series, was reportedly very disappointed to be replaced by Peter Cushing. Peter Cushing was cast because he was better known to the US and international audiences. Did you know Peter Cushing was offered the role as the Doctor in the official Doctor Who television series in 1963 on 3 occasions, but he declined. He later regretted that decision. Did you know the Daleks of the Series 9, 2-part episode The Magician's Apprentice and The Witch's Familiar were heavily inspired by this film? So, did you like those? I thought you might. Okay, now it's time to get back to the TARDIS as I give you the number 1 reason why Doctor Who and the Daleks remains a beloved science fiction classic. And here it goes. Number 1, a time capsule of 1960s science fiction. So watching Doctor Who and the Daleks and its sequel, Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD, is like taking a trip back into a golden age of science fiction cinema. The film embodies the optimism and the imagination of the 1960s science fiction, from its futuristic set designs to its innovative special effects. It serves as both a nostalgic trip down memory lane and a reminder of how far the genre and Doctor Who has come. The film no doubt invokes a sense of nostalgia for viewers who grew up watching them, or for fans of classic British science fiction like me. The trippy Technicolor design of the Daleks and the 1960s aesthetic contribute to the nostalgia. It stands alone as a charming family-friendly adventure that sadly won't appeal to many millennials, but I do love it. So there you have it, 5 compelling reasons why Doctor Who and the Daleks from 1965 is a film that deserves to be celebrated. So whether you are a lifelong Whovian or new to the Whoniverse, this film is charming, delightful and a great watch to leave you with a smile on your face. As always, I would love to hear your thoughts. Have you got another film, TV show or piece of music that you'd like me to explore? Why not drop me a comment below and keep the conversation going. And we go from the planet Skaro to the depths of Sherwood Forest next week as we revisit 1938's legendary The Adventures of Robin Hood. So until next time, may your travels through time and space be ever exciting. Hasta la vista.